Welcome into the booth. I'm Joel Klatt. What a win for the Michigan Wolverines. They came out here as underdogs, even though they were ranked and Wisconsin wasn't, and they got a win for one of the first times in Jim Harbaugh's tenure as an underdog on the road. They're able to go out there and get a win, and this one was in dominant fashion. It really wasn't in doubt because they played a complete game, and that's what you can say about this team during the course of this 5-0 start, is that every single facet has contributed at some point. Let's start with the offense. The philosophical change on offense to commit to the run game has really paid off. Now, they didn't get out there and run crazy on Wisconsin, and they never were going to, but they did commit to running the football. In fact, they ran the ball 44 times in the game, got to over 100 yards against the best rush defense in all of college football. And what that did, that set up some of the play-action pass. This was going to be about who could grab the lead first, who could give their defense the lead so that the defense could be aggressive on either side. And it was Michigan who got the lead first because they committed to the run game early. They get the flea flicker, and McNamara goes up and over the top to Cornelius Johnson. That was a big point in this game, and it started with that commitment and that identity. Again, they didn't have to run the ball great, and they didn't, but they were effective enough and committed enough in order to impact the defense and get them to bite, and they got the big play for a touchdown. I thought both quarterbacks played well. It was interesting to see McCarthy in there in some real action and not just McNamara. They got him in there in order to hold the edge in some run game, and then he threw a beautiful touchdown pass down the right sideline in that game. That's got to make Wolverine fans salivate a little bit because he clearly is a very talented player. This offense doesn't turn the ball over. I know it'll show that they have one turnover from this game, but really that was just straight mop-up duty. Bowman throws a pick to the Wisconsin defense. They haven't really turned the ball over all year. They've only given up one sack all year. Just clean football, efficient football. That's what Cade McNamara brings. When they're talking about points per drive that he's the quarterback, they love what he brings. His efficiency not turning the football over, still yet to throw a pick as the Michigan quarterback. That's what he brings and the efficiency that you should be excited about. The better part for Michigan, at least today, was the defense. I couldn't wait to see this new look defense. Mike McDonald comes in from the Baltimore Ravens. Jim Harbaugh wanted a Ravens style of defense. He felt like the players and personnel that he had on this team, namely Aiden Hutchinson, were going to benefit from an NFL style of defense that had stand-up edge players, and we saw that. The pressure on Graham Mertz and Chase Wolf after he had to go into the game was immense. Mertz, when he left the game, had dropped back 18 times. He had been hit 9 times. Daxton Hill finally kind of lays the knockout blow and just delivers a huge hit to the ribs of Graham Mertz. Aggressive, attacking style of defense, and yet they didn't have to do it with just man coverage, playing one-on-ones on the outside. Now, they will do that, but they mix in enough zone coverage, they mix in some of that it's going to be harder for teams to key in on their defense like they were able to do in previous years. I said during the broadcast, and I will continue to say, this version of Michigan, I think, is more suited to make a run into the back end of the season than they have been suited in the past. In the past, they were running schematics that relied on their talent margin as opposed to their opponent. And they were able to overwhelm some of those opponents. But then when they got into like footing in particular, or even in a situation like Ohio State, when Ohio State has better players, they were never able to hold up. I think these schematics that they have, the commitment to the run game, the ability to throw the football efficiently and not turn it over, and the attacking style of defense without having to play man coverage makes them much more suited to make a run into the back half of the year. We've seen great starts from Harbaugh teams before, although this is only the second time that they've gotten to 5-0. So what is the bottom line for the Michigan Wolverines? Everyone's going to start to think about, like, well, is this the year for Michigan? Is this the year that they can beat Ohio State? Stop. I know that everyone is going to want to know if this is the team that can compete with and beat Ohio State. Wait for that week. Just look at it a game at a time. Nebraska presents challenges. Michigan State will present challenges. Indiana will present challenges. Penn State will present challenges. If they can just focus on those challenges, continue to develop in these new schemes, then maybe they can get to a point where they can beat Ohio State. But focusing on that too early is not going to be beneficial for this team or its fan base. Let the team grow, mature, and evolve during the course of the year and focus one game at a time. Nebraska is a lot better than people think. There's no doubt about it. And Michigan will have to play a very clean game like they did today against Wisconsin in order to win that one. That'll do it for me up in the booth. I'm Joel Klatt. Enjoy your football here on a College Football Saturday.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you enjoy that clip, make sure you click subscribe somewhere down here. From game highlights to exclusive interviews and rankings, we've got everything you need as a college football fan right here, College Football on Fox.